does it mean anything to you that, let's say, 19 states are saying, run by Democrats, they're like, we want to be refuges for people, trans people, for their families who want to come get gender affirming care, and we will not extradite them to Alabama. Do you feel like that is enough, or is that comfort?
And it's funny that you mentioned enough, because only one state has passed that so far. Connecticut is the only state to pass it. A lot of them have talked about it, but even in very heavily democratically controlled states, we're still waiting. California, we're waiting to see if it comes out of California. New York, it's proposed. I don't think it's had a committee hearing yet. It seems like it's kind of sitting on the back burner. I don't think it's enough. I do think that it's good. And I do think that we need, one of the number one things that we need, because a lot of people that live in blue states, they always ask me, it's like, what can I do about what's going on in Alabama? And I tell them, I'm like, don't forget about Alabama, but look at your backyard, because there's not a single state in the country that is perfect on LGBTQ rights right now. And, even in your most liberal of states, you still have issues. And so pushing back is important. I think that it's important to declare that, not only are you not just going to sit around, but you're going to erect a wall, you're going to erect a defense against this from proceeding. But is it enough? No, I don't think it's enough, because even if all of these states declare safe state laws, and they should, I truly believe that they should protect anybody that exits Alabama and Texas to flee to another state. And I hate that we have refugees in our own country for this, but any state that does this, the fact that the people that flee are the ones that have the money to flee. And you can't get everybody out of Texas. I read a statistic that there's probably somewhere around 110,000 transgender people in Texas. Most of them probably, a good number of them are transgender youth. You're not going to get all of those people out of Texas. They're going to be forced to stay there. And so we need more. I mean, we need so much more. Maybe we need some of these states that are passing these laws, maybe we need resettlement programs to where whenever they do get to these states, they're given resources to where they can exist for a little while. Maybe we need, some sort of a national effort. I mean, we need a lot. We need so much.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of, the abortion fight, feels like it's codifying Roe. It feels like it's even saying the word abortion out loud. In terms of trans rights and protection, how can something like the federal government go farther? I mean, they're not doing much. They're on recess. They get back tomorrow, BT dubs. But what, laying out sort of your playbook on the national level, what would be the right course of action?
I mean, the federal government at this point is like a block of wood. It's not moving. It's just sitting there. I struggle about what can we do federally, because it feels like the federal government is absolutely broken. And it's we're at the point where we're kind of all fending for ourselves in our states right now. And the people, those of us that are living in more regressive states, are having to fend for themselves a whole lot more. I think that there are executive things that can be done. I think that they are things that, for one reason or another, the Biden administration has not wanted to do, but I think that they should do, especially in the state of Texas. For instance, they do control the purse strings around Child Protective Services. And if Texas is going to weaponize Child Protective Services to take transgender children from their parents, then I don't think that our federal dollar should pay for that. Yes. And, I think that for whatever reason, there's been reluctance to pull those strings. But at this point, they've already decided that they're going to do it. And so...
Can we just talk more specifically? Because, it seems like there are a lot of bad faith arguments obviously being made by an anti-trans lobby right now. And this is pre-recorded, but, you've got a bill, HB 454 in Ohio, that's being debated, which, again, blocks healthcare professionals from providing gender-affirming treatment, hormone replacement therapy, reconstructive surgery, puberty blockers to trans kids. And its author, the author of the bill is a organization called SAFE, or the bill is called SAFE, but who's behind it? Tell me who's behind that.
So the bill is called SAFE, the SAFE Act, the Save Adolescents from Experimentation Act, which is its own Orwellian thing, which I can go into a million times. I've already done it before. The people that are behind it are the American Principles Project, the Alliance Defending Freedom, and another just general group of these organizations that have banned around trying to ban gender affirming care for trans youth. For instance, there's one called the American College of Pediatricians, which is literally only set up to confuse the legislators with the American Association of Pediatrics, because the American Association of Pediatrics is a professional organization with 11,000 doctors. The American College of Pediatricians is a conservative organization with 200, pediatricians and also lobbyists. And so, you have all these organizations that are behind it, but mainly the American Principles Project. And, I want to really, in particular, focus in on the APP because of the very cynical way that they've done this, that they've managed to pass some of these laws this year. You see, in 2016, a lot of people will remember the North Carolina bathroom ban. Whenever they banned transgender people from using the bathroom, that cost North Carolina around $3 billion because many companies pulled out of North Carolina. The NBA pulled their All-Star game. Very famously, several games were pulled, several concerts were pulled. And so the American Principles Project is on record. There's a news article where they discuss this with a reporter as saying that this time they specifically chose pro-business states to launch their laws in. So Texas, Florida, places that had very few corporate regulations, as well as they decided to wait a few years and then target several states at the same time to make it harder for companies to put pressure on the states. And so they kind of just... Because
the company is just so entrenched in that state?
Yeah.
Or got it.
Yeah, because there's so many tax breaks in the state, the company doesn't want to leave. We've seen what's going on in Texas. There are still just as many companies in Texas. Corporations have been absolutely silent and they're not doing anything. And, whenever Pride Month comes along and we see all of these companies paint their logos in rainbow flags, it's going to be the most infuriating thing to me.
Absolutely. And for me, and I think it's okay I think we should put these issues together. I think we're at a moment where we have to look at this. We have to look at abortion rights. We have to look at the attack on the LGBTQ community as part of the same fight. But I keep on waiting for corporations to be like, I'm fucking leaving Texas because this is a line about what you do with your body and how you live your life. And it's about freedom. And we're standing against that. And it's like, if Disney is doing more than some corporations, and I'm sorry, the smallest round of applause for them, because before they were trying to work with Florida to soften the blow of the Don't Say Gay bill. I don't fucking trust Disney at all. But I'm just saying, we need to make sure that it is untenable for them to sort of continue to do business as usual when there are such discriminatory, life-threatening policies. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.